Thank you for joining us here to catch up on the latest from 5 News. I'm Joe Ellison. Arkansas lawmakers are gathering at the state capitol today for a special session to determine what to do with extra money from record surplus last year. Governor Asa Hutchinson says the session is primarily aimed at focusing on tax cuts, also creating a $150 income tax credit for low and middle income Arkansans, and to set aside $50 million for a school safety grant program. The governor thinks that these agenda items will be approved. Now, the focus on schools comes after the initial report from the Arkansas School Safety Commission. Hutchinson says he's hoping lawmakers take $50 million from the surplus and use the money to fund the group's recommendations.
This is a start to help our local school districts meet the need if they need to have increased security, whether it's cameras or whether it's better access controls. That's what this grant program would be for, and I think it would give parents a lot of confidence in the safety of their children as they go to school.
The governor says if lawmakers vote on the $50 million for school safety, it would focus on threat assessment teams as well, mental health services, and more. And we'll have the outcome of the session today coming up on your 5 News at 5 and 6. Now, before we get to other top stories, let's get a check of the weather with meteorologist Zach Scott. Zach, some of us seeing a bit of rain today.
Yeah, we've seen some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Nothing severe. Pockets of some good beneficial rainfall, some gusty winds, and some lightning out there. Temperatures with the cloudy skies through the first half of the day, sitting anywhere from the lower to upper 70s, few 80s mixed in. We've got breaks of sunshine scheduled for the afternoon, and overall we're going to see the coverage wind down, and so we should try to warm up. We're going to see likely a lot of 80s for highs and some areas topping out in the lower 90s. So 80s to low 90s for highs today. Again, going to try to mix in a little bit more sunshine across the area and decrease some of the morning clouds. Overall, Future Track Radar is doing a great job. Again, coverage decreases. We'll still linger with an isolated shower chance through the afternoon into the evening hours. And then we've got a frontal boundary still sitting around. So as we go through the overnight hours, we are anticipating some more scattered to spotty showers to get going, a few rumbles of thunder. That'll continue into the early morning hours. And then as we go through the day on Wednesday, still another day with rain chances, though coverage will be much more less than what we saw Monday and Tuesday. So more minimal coverage for Wednesday, but that isolated shower and thunderstorm chance will certainly still be there. As we move forward through the rest of the next 5 days, overall we are drying out. Rain chances should be more to the south of us to finish the work week, and we are looking more mostly dry as we get into the weekend. Joe?
All right, thanks so much, Zach. Well, former President Donald Trump is the focus of an FBI investigation into how he handled classified material. That investigation led to FBI agents searching his Florida home looking for evidence. Skylar Henry has more details from Washington, D.C.
FBI agents seized boxes of documents while executing a search warrant at former President Trump's Mar-a-lago home Monday.
This means that a judicial officer found there was probable cause to believe there was evidence of a crime at Mar-a-Lago.
CBS News has learned the search warrant is connected to missing White House records. Earlier this year, the National Archives asked the Justice Department to investigate Trump's handling of official documents.
We think they're the 15 boxes that he took from the White House to Mar-a-Lago and wouldn't give back. That's the most likely reason that they wanted the search warrant.
Executing a search warrant on a former president's home has never been done before, and given the political nature of this search, approval likely came from the very top of the FBI and the Department of Justice.
This is a big-time move that in part is going to be stepping on a hornet's nest. He's already issued an outrage statement. They knew it would happen, and they don't care.
Republican lawmakers soundly criticized the search, calling for hearings looking into the FBI.
And there's been lots of questions before this raid about whether or not the FBI is doing their job apolitical. And we don't know the answer to that question yet.
The Trump family called it political persecution.
They do it for one reason, because they don't want Donald Trump to run and win again in 2024.
The surge has angered many of the former president's supporters who rallied outside of Trump Tower in New York. Trump PACs are already fundraising off the news, sending out texts asking supporters to donate. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Well, former President Trump will be dining with some House Republican members at his Bedminster golf course this evening. The dinner was planned long before the raid and shows how much support Trump still has within the GOP ranks. Well, Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson releasing this reaction on Twitter over the raid. The governor says because former President Trump announced the raid, he is urging the FBI to make the reason for the search public to allow the American people to make its judgment on the matter. And a petition to block a casino in Pope County has failed to get on the ballot. The group Fair Play for Arkansas submitted petitions hoping to remove Pope County as a location for one of the state's 4 allowed casinos. Last Thursday, the state election commissioners blocked the petition from getting on the ballot. Then today, a double whammy. The Secretary of State's office found the group didn't submit enough valid signatures. They needed almost 90,000. The verification process found only 62,000, not enough to qualify for a so-called cure period to try and gather more. The Cherokee Nation holds the Pope County license with plans to build its Legends Casino outside Russellville. But several legal challenges have held up groundbreaking. Well, thank you for catching up with us here at 5 News. I'm Joe Ellison. Remember, the news is always on at 5newsonline.com. Have a great day.